Morning, everybody. Today is another beautiful day. Thank the Lord. Sunny, fourth weekend in April, 2017. Well, today I wanted to share a little bit about my story and where I started and where I am now and where I plan to go. I'm doing this docu-series on my real estate life, and it'd probably be good for me to have an end goal, so that if I am going to record all this, we can follow along and account back to something. So I'll start off by just sharing a little bit about myself. I grew up in the home building industry. My dad was a new home salesperson when I was the age of 13, 14 years old. So at 14, I started working for a company called Mastercraft Builders. And they were a very large, well, at the time they weren't so big, but they ended up growing into a very large and successful home builder. So I started picking up garbage off lots and planting signs in subdivisions and cutting weeds at vacant lots and around some of the retention ponds in the lots. And then from there, I was an assistant to the expediter, so I would do a little more work inside the house, cleaning out the house, mirrors, towel bars, covering floors. Then I became a full-time detailer, where I had a certain number of houses I was responsible for to do, finish work in them and make sure that they were ready to, be finished and turned over to the client before they moved in. Shortly after that, I was an assistant to a wonderful lady named Nancy Washburn. She was the head of development at Mastercraft Builders, so she was in charge of developing and getting all of these subdivisions approved and pretty much getting them to the point to where construction could be started on them. And she did a countless number of subdivisions for Mastercraft, because back in the day they were just pumping out neighborhoods. It was a pretty cool thing. And now she's actually an independent company, an independent consultant. So some of these independent developers that are out there that have bought in chunks of land and want to develop them, that's who they're going to. So I assisted her and got to learn some of the land development part of the business. After that, I actually became a full-time expediter, expediting our 8-family condo units. So I was in charge of a condominium neighborhood and having these buildings built from ground up and dealing with the subcontractors and clients. And from there, the one thing I always wanted to do was sales, was new home construction sales, like my dad did. And by this time, my dad was the general manager for Mastercraft. And it's 2008, and I finally went off and got my real estate license and started selling new construction homes for this builder. And I did that for about a year and a half. And 2008 was a pretty horrible market all the way. 2007 through 2011 was pretty bad here in Wisconsin, as well as other parts of the country. So I feel like, looking back today, it was very beneficial for me to get started in an atmosphere and economy like that, just for the simple fact that there was not a lot of stuff out there like there is right now. Right now, it's almost like you're an order taker. And as long as you can do a good job and follow up with people, and you can meet with as many people as possible right now, you can turn that into a lot of sales. Back in 2008, it wasn't like that. You had to scrap and fight for every single one. Cold calling. It was just a much different atmosphere than it is right now. So as things started to digress in the economy, 2010, my dad and another individual who worked at Mastercraft, Mike Lawrence is my father, Jim Fuchs is his partner right now, they decided to start their own home building company called Joseph Scott Homes in 2010, when things were still way down here. And I asked them if I could sell homes for them. They said, sure, you can sell for us, but we can't pay you anything. We can't pay you a salary. We're just starting off, and they're investing their money into having spec homes get built to get some name recognition out there. And I told them that was fine. I'll be pure commission. I know that I can that I can sell homes, and I'll make it work. So things were pretty rocky for the first year. We didn't have any name recognition, and it was just a simple fact of getting out a model home out there and being at that model home and doing open houses and drawing people in and following up with those people, and then ultimately building homes for those people. And the product that we put out there is one like no other. We're a smaller atmosphere type feel, hand-holding experience. We use all of the same people on every home that we build. So I knew once we were able to start building homes for people, our word and reputation would start spreading like wildfire, and that it did. And I have the two owners, Mike Lawrence and Jim Fuchs, to stand behind me, and I know that anything that I say or do, and all of the positivity that I talk up with our company is they stand behind it 100%, and I never once have to worry about talking too big of a game, and then once the client gets into the building experience, it's not being lived up to. There's never once that fear with these guys, and that's what makes this company so great. So that's where we're at today. It's 2017, and we went from 2010 building 2 homes to 2011 where we did 8, and then the next year probably 15 or 16, and ever since then we've been doing 22 to 25 homes a year. I've been our only salesperson that's been procuring the sales, and my dad and Jim are the expediters. Now we actually have a couple of great people that we hired. Ted is expediting as well, and Kathy is helping out with everything in the office as far as managing money and work orders and such important things that we needed to have special people that we were able to find. So we thank God for them and what we got going on today. And we from there started our own real estate company. A lot of the people that we built for, I would end up helping them find their property, and then we need to write an offer on the property, make it contingent upon certain things, so that before they buy the property, they know what they're getting into, the home they want to build fits on the lot, so on and so forth. The other part of it was a lot of the people that we built for were able to list and sell their homes. So we now have a real estate company where we're doing some pretty decent volume, and I just brought on a full-time real estate salesperson, Chris Eklund, who is just, you don't even have to know anything about sales. As long as you are motivated and driven and willing to learn, you can kick butt in any industry, sales especially. And Chris came from a steel company background where he did do managing there, and came in and he got his real estate license, and he is ambitious. He will go knocking door to door, cold calling, whatever it takes to make it work. And that's the kind of mentality that you need. You will do whatever it takes to make something work. And if you have that focus and that drive, you will definitely be successful in whatever you do. So right now, Chris is selling real estate for us full time. I'm getting a lot of listings that I'm procuring, and because of the new home construction sales, I don't have time to service these listings. So Chris pretty much does everything from the time that I procure the listing until we get an accepted offer and we close on the property. And now he started back in January, we're in April, he's already getting lots of listings on his own, just procuring his own through people that he knows, and he's a really good networker. So he's having some really good success right now. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We started from ground level, taking a risk, not knowing if this is going to work. Well, I shouldn't say not knowing, because we all believed. We were all hard workers. We had the drive, the motivation. We knew that this was going to happen. It was just going to take a little bit of time. So now we're here. It happened, and now I'm starting to kind of look at the next thing. I love the industry that I'm in, but I have recently fallen into listening to a lot of podcasts about productivity, and then that flowed over into podcasts that I started listening to about smart passive income. And then ultimately I fell into a podcast called the Ask Gary V Show, which is a podcast by Gary Vaynerchuk. He's a huge media company, and does the media and marketing for GE, Campbell's, Pepsi, a lot of huge companies, and he is fully all in and believes right now that video is the way to go, that TV is going to be a thing of the past. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat are the new NBC, ABC, and CBS that are out there. And right now, he believes that just putting out content and video every day, so no matter what you do for a profession, if you are in sales, no matter what type of service that you offer, above and beyond just your normal day-to-day business operations and meeting with people and doing your normal sales activities, you put out content every day, and it's gonna help. So right now, that's what I've been starting to do for the past 5 months, is just putting out different videos on different parts of the process involved with building new homes, different parts of the process with some of the sales things that I do. And I don't really know where it's going to take me or what I'm going to do with it yet, but the one thing that it's done in the meantime, so especially in the last few months, I am starting to get a lot of people that will call to set up appointments, or they come into the model to see me and they've seen all the videos that I've done. They always refer back to the videos that I've done, and they've watched these videos, and they're coming to me first and giving me the first crack at this because they've seen my videos, and I do live videos, so they're not edited, at least the ones I've done so far. So when somebody's watching a video, they can really start to, besides meeting you in person, it's the best way for them to get to know you, to get to like you, and to trust you, and to see that that you have information and knowledge on certain things, and you're sharing that info. So what I've found is a lot of the clients that we're building for now have seen the videos, they've come in, and it gives me credibility. So they already feel like they may know me somewhat, they like me, they have some trust for me, they know that I know what I'm talking about and that I have credibility in this, so they're gonna come to me first. And that's kind of what I want to do in the future with all of these videos, is I would like to actually become some type of a company where no matter who somebody is going to build with, and preferably it's us at Joseph Scott Homes, but we can't build 1,000 homes a year, so there's going to be people that go elsewhere. But I would love for any prospective customer that is thinking about building or buying a new home, I want them to come to me first, and I'll have a website set up, I'll have all of my videos there, they can contact me, I'll have different courses that they can take, one-on-one type consulting, but I want myself to be the first stop before they go any further, because I do truly believe that I have enough knowledge on this industry where I can tell somebody that comes in right off the bat the differences between us and builder X and builder Z, and what to look for with all of these builders, and how to compare things, and how to make sure you're getting accurate pricing for everybody, and then ultimately who your best bet is with building. Some people are, maybe just looking to get the most bang for the buck. So there's a certain builder out there that maybe they don't use as quality products as somebody else does, but they're offering a lot of square footage for the least amount of money. And for some clients, that's what their main concern is. For others, it's not being in as big of a home, but having more quality in the home. And so this builder is going to work better for them. That's what I want. Where I want all of this to go is to ultimately be able to find and train somebody to do the sales that I'm doing right now for Joseph Scott Homes, and starting off with having an assistant to do that. But then at some point, just being able to do what I really love at Joseph Scott Homes, which is my initial meetings and getting people through that first step of commitment, and them choosing us as a builder, realizing that we're going to do them right and they're going to have a good process. And then from there, I can have somebody who has all of the same knowledge that I do now that can take them from that point all the way through finalizing blueprints, selections are finalized, the home's staked out, ACC approval is done, and now it's getting turned over to my dad, Jim, or Ted, and construction starts. So that's kind of what my end game is here. And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep putting out content and videos. This part of it, my docu-series, is so that someday in the future, maybe I can help somebody else who wants to do the same thing that I'm doing, and we can go back and look at every step along the way. So right now, I'm having great success in sales because I've worked hard, I've educated myself. I never stop educating myself. I listen to podcasts, read books on sales as much as I possibly can. I love that stuff. I eat that up, and it shows. And so now I'm able to take that success that I've had and try to build something else off of it. So that's what I'm doing right now. Keep following along with me. If you find this information to be useful or helpful or entertaining, please share this with friends, families, anybody who's maybe considering getting into the real estate sales game, or career, or new home construction sales. This is a major part of what's going to make you successful, is shooting these videos, putting yourself out there, so that before people, even right now, Facebook is number one. And then they go to people's websites, and then they go to the model home. So for me as a new construction salesperson, people are seeing everything on Facebook. That's TV right now. That's where all the advertising is. Then they're going to the website. Then they're going to the model home. So if everything starts here on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever that platform is, you need to be out there in front of people, showing that you have the knowledge, that you are somebody that knows what you're talking about. You're putting out good content. And when somebody thinks about building a home and who they're going to go talk to, if you're in front of them every single day giving them good content that's going to help them, who else are they going to think of but yourself? That's what I wanted to leave you with today. I'll be back again most likely tomorrow or the next day. Thanks again, and let's get cracking.